Welcome back. I want to start with what this video is not. It is not a tutorial for shuffling into stack. If that's what you're here for, I just saved you about this much time. Okay, story time. Almost a year ago, I had the privilege of hanging out with some magicians, and one of them knew a way to take a brand new deck and shuffle it into Si Stebbins order. It hadn't even occurred to me as something to do, but the memory of it and the thirst for knowledge stuck with me. I found a book that has a published method, but I haven't opened it yet. And there's a reason for that. I want to figure it out on my own, which brings us to what the video is about. It's an exploration of a puzzle, a journey, if you will, into figuring out how to do something with nothing more than the knowledge or belief that it can be done. Things I'm going to need: deck of cards, a way to take notes, and an unknown amount of time. Let's get into it. We're going to start with a common new deck order. Ace through king of spades, ace through king of diamonds, king through ace of clubs, king through ace of hearts. First, let's talk about getting into Si Stebbins order. The way I commonly do it is I get all of the suits arranged in king to ace order. So basically this order: clubs, hearts, spades, diamond. Move it around. So I have the ace, 4, the 7, and the 10. This is the start of Si Stebbins. Here, we can just pull cards off. 10 goes to king, king to 3, 6, 9, queen, 2, 5, 8. And there we have it, Si Stebbins order. The puzzle is, how do we get to this from new deck order, essentially doing what I just did manually, but make it look like shuffling? The answer probably involves a series of exact cuts, perfect pharaohs, and running the cards. Let's start figuring it out. I'm going to start by simulating a reverse pharaoh. There's a difference between an in pharaoh and an out pharaoh. An out pharaoh leaves the original top card on top and the original bottom card on bottom. The in pharaoh is the other way around. So if we take the deck and split it evenly in half, this is the original bottom, this is the original top. If the pharaoh ends up going like this, original bottom, original top, that would be an out pharaoh. For the sake of exploration, that's the one I'm going to start with. So I simulate reversing it. Original top, other, and we're just going to run through the entire deck. You'll notice the cards are separating into black and red. We'll just finish this up and see if any patterns arrive. We have black and red, but also alternating suits. Club, spades, club, spades, club, spades, heart, diamond, heart, diamond, heart, diamond. I'm gonna make a note. Now that would have been from the deck in this state. I'm gonna do the same thing again, see what happens. Okay, now this is looking very interesting. We have the suits together and we have them in order. Descending order, it looks like. I'm gonna make a note about that. This feels like the majority of the work. Now the trick is getting from new deck order into this position. 2 of these we already have a good start on. If you remember, the spades and the hearts already look very similar to this. Let's look at the starting cards. Ace, 4, 7, 10. This is a lot like our original piles. This is very similar to our original piles. I feel like we're there, but I might be overly optimistic. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to put the cards back in new deck order. This represents our new deck order. These are good. These need to be reversed. then these need to change. These need to change. And we need to offset. Let's start with reversing these. We need to take the top 26 cards, alter their order. You can do that by doing a run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. What we should have now is king through ace in every single suit. King to ace, king to ace, king to ace, king to ace. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. How are we going to separate those spades and diamonds? I'm not sure. I'm making a note of this. I'm thinking. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. Let's see. If we can cut exactly 13 cards, put it on bottom, that would give us I don't like that. I'm going to undo it. I'm going to undo that. Let's say we cut exactly 26. That would look like this. It's not what we want. We want these here. If we can pull 13 off the bottom, put it into here, that would give us our order. So let's put it back how it was. Diamonds, spades, clubs, hearts is where we were at. Going to cut, we're going to cut half the deck exactly to the bottom. Then, and this is tricky, cut exactly 13. While pulling it out, cut exactly 13, put it in, put it back. That puts us much closer. Now what we have to do is shift. Shifting is going to become very tricky, because what we want is that jump of 3. We can either do it from this standpoint or from the ace standpoint like we saw earlier, but king would become ace 2, 3. We'd want this to be a 3. We'd want that to be a 6. We'd want that to be a 9. How would we do that? This is where it becomes a really challenging puzzle. How would we do that and make it look legit? How would we do that? Let's see. Let's start here. If we were to cut it, shuffle, cards are coming out to here. It's not what we want. Pharaoh is not what we want. Let's see, quite literally, we want these cards to be here. We could cut directly at the middle, shuffle 3 off, no, we don't want to shuffle them off. What do we want to do? Oh, this is really tricky. I'm stumped, to be honest. let's try to figure this out again. We want these to move here. What if we view it as this? Can we shuffle? No. I'm gonna just assume we can do very specific cuts. We take this. This is 13 cards. If we take 13 cards and move them to the bottom, we're still okay. It's just a circle. We haven't done anything. Then we take 10 cards exactly. Get 3 cards over, throw it in. From there, oops, let me write that down. So we take these 13 cards. Actually, I'll demonstrate. It would be the ability to know exactly 13 cards. Peel them off, put them on bottom. Whether you do that to make it look like a cut, or you sort of mimic a shuffle maneuver, however you want to do it. You want to get those down there. Now where we are at is, this is good, this is good. This needs to be 6. Okay, for about the last hour I was recording. Haha, I was not recording, and I actually ended up finishing this. Picking up where we left off, king through ace, king through ace, king through ace, 3, down to 4. That's where we left off. That should have been pulling 10 off, throwing it in front of the 3, move those to the bottom. So the next thing I did was I pulled 7 cards off, put it in front of 6, then moved that block of 13 to the bottom. This doesn't look right. This isn't right. This is not where I left off. That's where I left off. King to ace, king to ace, king to ace, 3 to 4. So these I'm going to pull off 7 cards, put it in front of 6, move that whole block to the bottom. I'm going to pull 4 cards off because we want to get to the 9, throw it in front of the 9 cards, move that to the bottom. And what we have now is king descending down to ace, 3 descending down to 4, 6 descending down to 7, 9 descending down to 10. It's like our original ace to 2, 4 to 5 that we wrote down. It's just shifted, but this is good. King, 3, 6, 9 is what we expect. Ace, 4, 7, 10 is what we expect. Everything in between should be good. There are some optional bits because it's all a circle. We could have left this up here, still works. I'm just keeping it like this because it's easier for me to think about it. I think about it in the clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. So if I get my pharaohs done correctly, this should work out. Split at 26 cards. There. Should be right in the middle of the transition. It looks like we got it. Every other card, original bottom, original top. Gonna do another out pharaoh, top, bottom, and feels like exactly 1 card. Club, heart, spade, diamond, club, heart, spade, diamond, all the way down, club, heart, spade, diamond. We have our familiar ace, 4, 7, 10, king 3 6 9 queen 2 5 8 jack ace 4 7 10 king 3 6 9 queen 2 5 8 jack ace 4 7 10 king 3 6 9 queen 2 5 8 jack ace 4 7 10 king 3 6 9 queen 2 5 8 jack ace 4 7 10. That's it. We did it. Not the way to do it. We'll say a way to do it. Now let's see if we can do it from scratch. Let's get this back into new deck order. Starting from scratch, going with our notes. I'm gonna run 26 cards. Boom. We're going to cut 26 cards to the bottom. I am going to check this. That doesn't feel right. That does. But I was off by 1. So, cut it to the bottom. Then, the bottom 13 into the next 13. Boom. Then we're going to move 13 cards to the bottom. I'm going to pull off 10 cards. Yeah, this would not fly in a pseudo shuffling scenario. But like I said, it's not the way you do it, it's a way. So that's 10 in front of 3, get those on the bottom. 7 in front of 6, get those on bottom. 4, off by 1. In front of 9, optionally to the bottom. And now 2 out pharaohs. There we go. Yes. Original top, original bottom. This is our second out pharaoh. There we go. There's our ace 4 7 10. Same as before. So let's stop a moment and talk about that first method. It is terrible. I do not like it at all, but it has value. The value it has is progress. It's a starting point. It is something I can reflect back on and improve, starting with the areas that feel like they need the most improvement. Let's do that. This is roughly where we left off. There's room for improvement. 2 of the things in particular I don't like is I don't like the number of steps. I believe we can combine a few and maybe even eliminate 1 or 2. The other part was the awkwardness with which the cards were being moved around. We had some parts where I would take a packet of 13 and within that packet peel some off, move to the bottom of the pack and put them in place, then cut that whole packet to the bottom or even to the top of the bottom half. Let's see what we can do about those 2 topics. The point of this is we can iterate. So we start with something that works more or less. We figure out what we don't like about it, then try to figure out a way to fix that. You can repeat that process over and over until you reach a point where you're happy with the results. The first thing that comes to mind when we're doing the run, instead of running the entire block, we can do it in chunks. And what I mean by that is we ended up having the hearts run 3, descending down to then to 4. If we go 1, 2, 3, and then run the rest 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. That puts them in that order we want. Descending, wrap around, descending. Clubs, we just reverse the entire order, so that's going to be the 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Some of this is just thinking out loud. The clubs are on the wrong side of the hearts. Let's see if we can fix that. We can fix that. I have an idea on that. So we're going to put it back how it was. Okay, we want the hearts 3 descending, wrap around to 4. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to hold on to that. I'm exaggerating it, but I want to keep this gap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That should be our king. It goes on the bottom. We still have this gap. Again, it's exaggerated. We're going to run all of the spades. And here, we're going to chop, but put it right where it needs to go. Now what we should have is the clubs and the hearts in the order we want, next to each other. We need to get the spades here, the diamonds here, and we can just repeat what we did. I'm going to take a moment to write this down. Now we're going to run the diamonds, which we want at 9. King, 3, 6, 9. So we're going to do the diamonds. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should be the 9. That's not the 9. Ha! Ha! Backwards. I have to, yep, put them back how they were. 9 is going to be the 5th card. King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9. Underneath, holding a gap, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. Onto the bottom. We're going to keep that gap. Now for the spades, we said we were going to run it down to the 6. This should be the king. King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8, 7. This should be the 6. Gonna bring it underneath. Now we're holding 2 breaks, very exaggerated. This should be the 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. Should be the ace. It's gonna go on the bottom. I meant to just drop the 1 packet. So let's try that again. Rather than drop it, I'll just peel it. And again, we can chop it into position. Now what we should have is clubs. Actually, are we done? We might be done. Let's see how we're doing. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. This is not correct. This isn't right. I made a mistake. Let's try this again. King, 3, 6, 9. What doesn't look right about this though is if I look at the other end, I expect ace, 4, 7. Oh, yeah, no, it's very much not right. See, these are going up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, ace, 2, 3. These are going up. These are going up. I need to reverse. So now I'm doing the opposite of what we did before. The first time around, I need to think about this. I need to think of a way. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go back to new deck order. We're going to use the sort of segregated runs to get the cards reversed and in the sequence we want. But before we do that, instead of putting the whole deck king to ace, king to ace, king to ace, king to ace, we need to do it ace to king, ace to king, ace to king, ace to king. So let's go back to new deck order. Okay, new deck order. Ace to king, ace to king, king to ace, king to ace. We're gonna cut 26 cards exactly and run 26 cards. There's our 26. This is our bottom. Now what we want is this top section to get reversed. Gonna run the 26. Now we have all the cards ace through king, ace through king, ace through king, ace through king. So hearts are on top. Gonna run 3 hearts. Run the rest of them while holding that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Underneath. See if that's a break we need to hold. We have the clubs next. It is, because we want the clubs in front of the hearts. So now we're going to run the entirety of the clubs. That should be all the clubs. And we can chop it into place. See how we're doing. Okay. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. Oh, this is even easier. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. We can do the spades, we can do the diamonds. They'll end up where we want them. So for the spades, we're gonna run 6 spades, then we're gonna run the rest of them. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can just go to the bottom. 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Can go to the bottom. King to ace. 3 to 4. 6 to 7. We want this to be 9 to 10. So diamonds, we're going to run 9 diamonds, then run the rest. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To the bottom. 10, jack, queen, king. To the bottom. At this point, we should be good for our 2 pharaohs. King to ace, 3 to 4, 6 to 7, 9 to 10. Or king, 3, 6, 9, ace, 4, 7, 10. Let's do our pharaohs. Original top, original bottom, 1 each time. Boom. Original top, original bottom. And we should be in stack. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamond, all the way down. King, 3, 6, 9, queen, 2, 5, 8, jack, ace, 4, 7, 10, king, come down a bit, ace, 4, 7, 10, ace, 4, 7, 10, we're in stack. I like that much better. Some of the steps are composite, but we're down to 6 steps. What I ended up doing was cut and run 26, run the hearts, run the clubs, run the spades, run the diamonds, 2 pharaohs. I'm going to film what the second version would look like while I talk over it. Even it is not a version I would use. It is a marked improvement over the first version though, and it paves a way for additional improvements. My criticisms of it are that it takes too long and it still feels a bit forced. It also has some angle issues where you need to be careful to hide some of the trickery you're doing under the deck. It's not something I would use. It's something that I would continue to iterate on further. So to recap, this was an exploration of a possible way to accomplish something without needing to go to a book to get the answer, just spending some time figuring it out. The first approach, very unsatisfactory, but it created a foundation to improve upon. The second iteration I'm much happier with. Not happy enough that it's what I would actually use, but happy enough that I felt I had figured out a way that could grow into something better. It was at this point that I went to the book I mentioned earlier. It's called Darwin Ortiz at the Card Table. It's written by Darwin Ortiz. I have read his method in that book, and it is excellent. I can only hope with enough time I would have gotten closer to his approach. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that you take away from it not the method, but the lesson that just because you don't already know how to do something, that doesn't prevent you from trying to figure it out. Until next time, thanks for watching.